What's up, guys? Sorry it took me so long. I was running late today because I was just tired. Like when I came home, I took a shower and then I took a nap and I was going to eat or wake up, eat and set up for stream. And then I ended up waking up a lot later than expected. But it's been what? 2 weeks? Hey Siren, how's it going? How was your day or your evening or whatever time that you've been up so far? It's been good. Pretty much, I'm just talking about how the reason why I'm late. Like, I took a nap. Like, I've just been tired, really. And then other stuff is like dealing with errands and work because, you know, we're not doing this full time yet. I'm not balling like that. And until I am balling, my work is probably going to come first and me going to sleep. But good day. Good. My day was lazy. I've been doing comms. LMAO. Don't worry about being late. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Because I'm just like, shit. I haven't streamed in like how many weeks? Two. We wake my ass up. So folks don't forget who I am. Actually, I'll be back real quick. I gotta get some water. That's the one thing that I did forget. Give me like 2 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. If somebody comes in and asks where I'm at, let them know. Okay, thank you for your patience. I'm back. Okay, but like one of my problems, or one of the things that I struggle with as a streamer, is like giving a damn about myself with certain things. Like, thank you. Like either I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and that, and then I realize how tired that would make me, and then I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But then I have to remind myself that I have people who show up and people who give a damn, so I gotta give a damn. And the worst part about it, I'll show up for a collab because I like hanging out with the homies, and when I make a commitment to show up on somebody else's show, I don't want to like let them down because like I literally showed up for a stream yesterday with Basil Not the Herb or Basil Strikes. Let me shout him out real quick. But pretty much he's a little goober who likes to talk about TT tabletop RPGs, and I've been playing the cipher system with him, and it's his fucking fault with certain things cuz he ended up triggering my Draculatism because um the last time I played a major session with him, it ended up going on for like a year with a couple of other people. We were playing Curse of Strahd, which is like a famous campaign. No, Draculatism, because like for those who don't know, um, Dracula is like one of my favorite pieces of media ever, and it's not by accident. It was pretty much by design. I have a mom who's into gothic and supernatural horror. Like she loves vampires and ghosts and shit. She grew up reading stuff. Like she would like mysteries like Agatha Christie, but she would also read supernatural stuff like Stephen King and Anne Rice. And I just grew up watching a lot of vampire media like Blade and Underworld. Yeah, OG Curse of Strahd. I played that with my friends, Pathfinder and D&D. Oh, have you tried getting into the Cypher system though? Like I've played both D&D and Cypher. Those are the only two like tabletop RPGs that I played. It's another tabletop RPG system. I think it's by Monty Cook Games, and pretty much how you build a character is with like a sentence. So instead of like race, class, and I guess maybe background, you would do an adjective, noun, that verbs. So it would be like adjective is the descriptor, type is like what you do and what you are. Well, no, what you are, and then the verb is what you do. So like um there's this character that I'm playing right now cuz Basil is trying out this new method called West Marches, which is like good for mini adventures. And he's like world building. So like with the different sessions of different people who are playing these excuse me, these West Marches sessions. Excuse me. Let me drink something. What he would do with these West Marches sessions is you got like a group of 3 to 6, but the groups are really small right now. And we'll just play a mini adventure, and it's supposed to build up the world, and we're encouraged to write down notes and share it in the character wiki that he built for West Marches. So like other people, even though they're not in the same gamer group, they'll know about the information and know about the world around them. And my character, their name is Toluta, and they're a dragonborn. And to describe them, they're a charming um dragonborn monk who entertains. So pretty much this character is a professional wrestler or a former professional wrestler who ended up becoming a monster hunter after a real monster killed their manager, and they went into a depression. So they had a hard time wrestling again, and they had to find a new job. And like the first session that I had was with my character Toluta, another person named Anomaly Z, who's like a little slime mold thingy with a big ass hat and like snail like eyes, like with the little eye stalks. He's like a detective. And this other person named Chimera, who's like a furry, but not quite. Like more like a kimono mimi, a kimono mimi with a bright color scheme, but like um he's like a cyborg that can transform and stuff. Think some Generator X type shit. And we were all doing our first job. We were escorting a caravan to like an outpost so she could go to a portal and go somewhere else. And we got jumped by some magic bandits, and Toluta ended up being turned into like a ball of flesh covered in spikes with no mouth because a cursed mage decided to whoop my ass. And we almost died in the encounter. But we before we even got jumped, we met this old lady named Andres. And she was just like, "Oh, if you tell me a funny story and you help me around the place, then I'll be your homie." And she like bailed us out. She shot the shit out of the dudes who jumped us on the way. And I'm like, "Thanks, old lady." Cause holy shit, I was gonna fucking die. Like we were trying so hard to take down the mage, and he was a little bit too beefy, and we were literally level 1. It was bananas. We were eating McStruggles. But other than that, it was fun. But okay, The first time I played Cypher was when we played Curse of Strahd. We did a our starting session. I played as a sniper character, and my character is Alia, and I'm still obsessed with her, and I'm still obsessed with Curse of Strahd because it triggered my Draculatism. Like, I've read the fictional book Curse of Strahd, which is like the prequel that explains how Strahd got there because that's his fucking diary. I'm finna find the sequel and read that too. I've done character designs. I've pretty much made a AU of this shit because I'm just like, you know what? These characters are now my OCs. So now I'm writing my own kind of lore to match the lore with Basil, but also going based off of my headcanons and shit. I've made playlists of these niggas. My character is in a polycule with two of the NPCs. She's in a polycule with Tatiana and Sergey because what we did was have it where Sergey is like a gunslinger knight, which is like an expansion pack also made by Monty Cook Games, where they're pretty much like ghostwriters and shit, but living, but also knights, but they're also on motorcycles. And yeah, there are my OCs. Cause I can't get too into details, but like I'm starting to get active on Tumblr again. So um I'm starting to get active on Tumblr again. So I'm gonna be making more posts and artwork of like my own interpretation of Curse of Strahd and shit. And I'm gonna try to make more art throughout because I want to be more active as a creator. Because like I noticed that I've kind of been in limbo. Like I love VTubing because like VTubing is one of the few things that I've been able to focus on long term, but it's also kind of bad because like streaming is kind of ass because it's just like it's really hard to grow as a streamer unless you got other shit to do, like other shit to offer. And of course I offer art, but it's also like it's hard to do well with art online because of these damn algorithms. So it's just like if I get back into YouTubing and making blog posts, as if I made blog posts to begin with. I don't make blog posts. I got a Tumblr exactly 3 months before the porn ban happened. Like, if I could, not gonna lie, unless you have like a YouTube channel and bring an audience over, then it's easy. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm in the process of getting my shit together. So this is why we're having this stream. Pretty much I close commissions because I need to reconfigure stuff anyways. But also like I need to lock the fuck in and focus on myself with certain things. So some of these streams will be focused on me like doing catch up with art that I was supposed to have been making. So that's like my main blog. But then I also got a side blog for like writing and media reviews and shit. So I'm pretty much making a PFP to match that. And eventually I'll be posting like character sheets of like my alternate outfits. But I'm almost done with this. Right. We're just gonna we're just gonna do catch up. Cause like, okay, here's the thing. I was supposed to have been making these PFPs before January. Because like my whole idea was to rebrand and start anew. Cause it's just like I didn't want to be known as somebody who only yelled at the clouds and stuff. Because like I used to be really I'm still angry, honestly. I just know how to manage shit better. Right? Still angry as fuck at certain things. However, um, I wanted to manage that. Let's see. been coughing lately, and it's not COVID because I've gotten tested. It's just holy shit. From allergies and dealing with other people, you don't yell, you're just passionate. Yeah, but sometimes the way that it comes out, it's not always productive. And people are like, you should make videos. And I'm like, I should. But making videos takes a lot out of me. So I'm a try. I'm a try, guys. We gonna do okay. But let's see. I'm also trying to see how the fuck. So that was the base pick. Okay. I'm trying to like unify the way that I do pictures so I know like my workflow. And that's like one of the issues with experimenting because that's one of the issues with experimenting that like you forget shit that you do. So I like reference old files. At some point I got to make like a PDF with like steps or some shit so I don't forget. And then I'll make like a palette swap or something. But I'm just going to be more productive with my yelling. And I know I'm not yelling, I'm just passionate and stuff. It's just that I do need to channel it into something because I don't want to necessarily be known as just a rant person. Cuz I don't know, some people assume that um have you tried folders? Yeah, I'm using folders now. What do you mean? That's another thing. I'll be a copycat ninja when it comes to a concept. Because this is where I got my art concept from. Oh, cat folders. No. What's a cat folder? Thank you for the posture check. Also, hey Zivia. How's it going? Oh, SCP. Autocorrect. Gotcha. And no dry. Okay, I'll drink some water. I'm drinking tea. Because I've been coughing. But shit, what was I saying again? It was something I forgot to say. Thank you for the hip pat. But it was something I was thinking. Oh yeah, I gotta channel like my rants and shit into something productive. Really, that's pretty much it. So that's why I'm making these PFPs. Well, partially why I'm making these PFPs. Other stuff is like branding. Like I'm updating my graphics and shit. Like this PFP is supposed to be for my Tumblr that'll have like media reviews. and it'll also have like post of my fan fiction because I write fanfic sometimes. Zevia has read it, even though it's for fandoms that she's not a part of, but because she loves me, she reads them after I like pressure. I'm like, Zevia, read this! And she's like, okay. Isn't it wonderful to have somebody who cares that they'll sit there and listen to your rants about things because they are just happy to see you express yourself? That's Zevia. Excuse me. I guess I love you. Yeah. I'm gonna pinch you. But yeah, Zevia has definitely been a victim of my jaculatism. Um, LMAO, yeah, not gonna lie, I be yapping too, but just talking about nothing. And that's fine. Like, it's good practice for public speaking, honestly. And then let me turn off the ruler. Most of my yapping was game yapping. Yeah. Man, when Zivia has me watch an entire like Guilty Gear lore video so I could understand what the fuck was going on with Guilty Gear. Because how me and Zivia met, it was through a video game project, and there was a lot of inspiration with Guilty Gear. Yep, and the Jekyll and Hyde musical drama. But to be honest, I was into it too. It was mutual yapping. Because I love that musical too, even though one thing I need to get better at is like talking about media that I like without sounding like I'm complaining. Because a lot of stuff I'm really not complaining. Because like even when I like something, some people assume that I dislike a thing. When it's just like, no. Hey Dee Dee. Also, guys, there's gonna be an ad in about 5 minutes. Offers a leech. What do you mean offers a leech? A leech of what? Why a leech? I'm a jellyfish. I don't eat that shit. We eat shrimps. We be eating scrimps. And actually, let me put the hat on top of the glasses. I think. I put the hat above or yeah, I put the hat above the glasses. No, I do not. It's not gonna look right. Yeah, I gotta put the yeah. Don't leech my partner. Oh, fair point. Because you can throw it at someone. Yeah, but that feels like something unwieldy to throw. Like I guess. Like I appreciate it, but I'd rather throw like a shoe or something. I'd be like Cardi B. Shout out Cardi B. She looks so much better now that she got her ass readjusted. Like literally her ass readjusted. Cause I'm just like, girl, you be getting pregnant a lot. You gotta worry about your center of gravity. Cause she was falling over during tour. And I was worried. Cause I like Cardi B. I like Your now playing is a little broke. I know. I'm actually going to change my now playing at some point. Like pretty much when I get all of my overlay shit for my new streams, that's when I'm going to overhaul everything, which is kind of bad because I should care enough to fix my setup even before I get my upgrade. However, the thought of constantly having to readjust and fix things all the time or every time I get something new, nah, I'm gonna just do it all in one go, which is kind of toxic of me. Y'all gonna have to deal with stream being a little bit booty. I used to be a Bridget and Testament main. I don't play as much anymore. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and if you don't want to answer, that's perfectly fine. But are you trans? Like I said, I used to be a Bridget and Testament main. Reminds me of this one time when somebody I was cool with in a Discord server was talking about their Spotify rewind, right? And they were like, "Oh my god, guess what kind of person I am based off of my Spotify rewind?" And it's like Lil Nas X and Kim Petras and Doja Cat and Lady Gaga, and I'm like, "Nigga, you're just gay." I'm non-binary. Yes, all my faves and games be see. I know what you are, and I say this endearingly. I really like Bridget's story because it's like, even though I don't go here, it's like, okay, I know of Guilty Gear because of Zivia, and I know enough about Guilty Gear to understand what's going on, at least with the basics, right? But I'm also like Tyrion when it comes to media that I'm not all that into, where it's like I drink and I know things, but I'm like Tyrion without the alcoholism. So yeah. Um, but I do think that Bridget's story with gender was interesting because it's just like having to pretend to be a girl to keep from being seen as curse and fighting to be seen as like a dude in a positive way and then not knowing what to do with yourself afterwards because of like trying to subvert certain expectations and stuff and being a girl out of like necessity versus like coming into, well, Bridget is an adult, coming into womanhood after all of that because like you don't have to deal with those pressures anymore, so you got time to figure yourself out. So that was cool. Now with Testament, to be honest, I don't know that much about Testament. All I know is that I'm not a big fan of Testament's design. Like, non-binary people can come in all forms cuz I'm non-binary. However, I really hate that Testament is just, how do I say this? She looks like they look like the average tall goth woman, and I wish it was just something different. Like I wish that Testament had some muscle. One day when I saw her, she said, "There's this town inside me." And my eyes glazed over and I knew that would be my main ad. Ah, there's an ad. I'll wait till the ad is over. I wonder, do mods get to see the whole thing without being subscribed because they're a mod? I hope so. That would make sense. That should make sense. Like, can Zivia hear me right now or can see me? Since you're supposed to be a mod? No mods cannot get past ads. That's lame. What's the point then? How the fuck are they gonna moderate? Like, they can moderate the chat because that won't stop them from seeing the chat. But like, I feel like that's stupid. Trying to grant my partner privilege. But once the ad thing is back, then I'll start my rant again. I was talking about Testament. I like Testament's aesthetic. I just don't like that Testament. I'm trying to say this in a way because it's just like I'm picky when it comes to character designs. And non-binary niggas do not owe anybody androgyny. And to be honest, I kind of tend to dislike some androgynous designs when it comes to anime because usually it's either just femboy bait or they look like a little kid. And it's just like, give me an androgynous person who looks like an adult. But with Testament, I feel like androgyny could have benefited them because they kind of just look like a white woman. And even though white women are cool, um, I don't know. I wanted some muscle. I think that a feminine voice, but like make them really beefy, would have been peak. Especially when you see certain concept art and shit, and I'm like, where's the beef? Where is it? Where is the beef? It's not obvious enough. Yeah, me when it comes to bodies, I really don't give a fuck. At least whenever I'm doing character design, that's not the same though. You didn't let me finish. Type of paragraph. Not gonna lie, when I draw none. I know about the double voice because you showed me the clips, but it's not the same. I think this is fine for. I think this is fine. And then what else? I do need to add some more shit. Yeah, we're adding tone. Because like my problem is I'll add just this, but then it never looks enough. Yeah, but it conveys that they're genderless being than English dub does. Well, that's not what I mean. I mean more like visual aesthetics. And to me, like voice is great, but design still just gives white. I just want beef. I just want beef. I'm a Bara fan, so I like big beefy niggas. I'm like Big E from New Day. I wanna see, and even though Testament is definitely not a man, right? Like the principle still stands. I want to see big men and non men with big chests bumping meat. You want your, what is it? You want your Friday night classics. That's why I'm here. That's why I watched wrestling as a kid. I can't remember what happened for me to watch that shit at work. I don't know what happened to make me watch that clip at work, right? But I knew that I was depressed and I needed a really good laugh. Wouldn't giving beef go in the other direction for tests? They're already on the left. No, because it's just like they're already wearing feminine clothing. Like the thing is, Testament is goth, and a common motif was actually like the androgynous motherfuckers in the goth spaces. A lot of them worked out. A lot of them would lift, but they would wear feminine clothing. So it's still like a blend of masculine and feminine. And honestly, I mentioned femboys earlier because I was finna shit on femboys and femboy style and how we got to go back to foundation because like there are so many subcultures that actually deal with the likes of cross dressing and gender fuckery and they actually look good, but like femboys don't because femboys have no culture. What else did I do? There was one time. Oh, now I remember. There was one time where I said that femboys have no culture, and I stand by that. Cause for those who don't know, like folks know the word of femboy to mean feminine, like verbatim, and that is true. But like the thing is, with a lot of things that originate in internet culture, some shit is deeper than that. Um, a lot of people don't know that femboys originated from 4chan, and these spaces were actually like trans fetishist spaces where they would treat um trans women terribly actually and depict them in specific ways, and like femboy is more like it's more like a chaser kind of space and stuff. It's the same as like calling trans women in the Philippines ladyboys even though those are women, right? So you have a space that's rooted in I'm not touching you transphobia, and it's usually fetish bait. And even though spaces that revolve around certain fetishes and stuff, they can be very creative when it comes to fashion and stuff. A gimp suit goes hard sometimes. A pup hood goes hard sometimes. Like I'm not even afraid to admit that cuz like I'm the fashion nigga and I know ball. However, when it comes to femboys, it's literally just a porn star's interpretation of what they think that a teenager looks like, and I fucking hate it. I fucking hate the damn schoolgirl outfit with the striped thigh highs. It's old and tired, and usually the thigh highs don't even be washed. Um, it's just built in contrarianism. So fucking basic, and it's so sad because like there's so many subcultures of feminine men, and some of them are just like quote unquote subcultures girly subcultures, but then men participate as cross dressers. So it's just like nigga, just put on the Lolita outfit, or just go be a gyaru. Like put on some actual clothing. But then there are also spaces where it's not just cross dressing. Like it's actually made. It's not like a girl space and then dudes happen to get into it. It was made with everybody considered, and that's why I mentioned goth spaces. Because goth as a music subculture incorporated a lot of gender fuckery. And then the branches that came off of it, like industrial in Visual K, and you don't see the femboys dressing up like that. And it's just like, see, that's how I know you ain't shit. Like I just want first of all, I want people to stop calling themselves femboys because it's not cute. Like whenever I hear something that originates from 4chan, I just feel like I'm in Nazi Germany. Talk like a regular adult who's well adjusted or who tries to be. Somebody's just like, well, it doesn't mean that way to me. And I'm like, it's not about you though. You're using a dog whistle because you think that you're above cultural zeitgeist. Like you're not influential enough to change an entire culture like that. And then when certain terms become popular, despite having those like dubious origins and shit, I'm trying to look at this so I can have like brand cohesion. When you like popularize terms like that, and I'm trying to phrase it in a certain way. It's the fact that I could have had this in the sub view. I'm gonna cry. I'm trying to think. The thing about dog whistles is that when they become popular, then they've already won. Like you are not popular enough on your own to change the meaning of a dog whistle. And when you try to oh, it still gets used. It's just not as popular. Thank God it's not as like popular cuz holy shit. It's so gross. But then who knows? Cuz like I'm actually concerned because so many 4chaners have come to Twitter. And unfortunately, a lot of the 4chaners who operate, at least on my side of Twitter, because I hang out around a lot of queer folks because shit, I'm queer. Why the fuck wouldn't I? But unfortunately, there's a lot of trans people who don't have self esteem and they come from 4chan. And you can tell by the fucking words that they say. Like, if somebody uses the suffix oid, like penoid or femoid and stuff, they're from 4chan. Do not trust them. If they use the word troon, it's the fact that I had to look up that definition 3 times. I'm like, is this person trying to say the other C word? But they try to make a trans version of that's not even what it means. But the way that it comes out their mouth, it sounds like it. That's also from 4chan. When somebody says Mog, that shit came from 4chan. And the worst part about it, Mog is just a bastardization of mug, like out mug, which is actual queer language, but is specifically queer black language. Like when you say that you out mug somebody, that means you look better than them. Like mug as in face. But people say Mog because, I don't know. I don't know what these niggas' problems is. I can guess. How the fuck do I do this? But it's just like it's driving me bananas. Seeing so many people like repeat this shit. It feels like everybody is like 5 years old. Because when I was little and stuff, my mom is just like, hey, don't repeat everything that you hear just because you heard it. Look shit up and find out the definition so you know how to use it correctly, right? So you don't look stupid and so you don't accidentally like repeat a bad word. And you got grown folks in their 30s sounding indistinguishable from a literal Nazi because these fucking 4chan losers are just infesting Twitter because of Elon. Because that's really who he's catering to space to. How the fuck do I shade this hat? The fuck do I do? This is why I don't like. This is why I don't hate shading, but goddamn it, it's difficult. Because before I added this tone, I would do a flat color and be done with it. That's not even what I did. I would always make myself render. And somebody's just like, you don't have to make yourself render. And technically, I don't. Like, I sell shade for a reason. But it just always feels flat to me. And the tone is like my way of like not having to work as hard. But then I still end up having to work hard because I still got to act like I know how the fuck this shit works. Shit. I don't know what I'm doing. But like, it's fucking bothering me seeing like 4chan be brought. Like, I hate the centralization of the internet. People used to be separated. And that used to be a good thing because, like, specific. And people are like, well, what if. I don't know how to explain it. Like, actually, no, I do. Um, the internet used to be decentralized. And to me, that's a good thing. Like, I know that people want everything in one space, but not everybody needs to be hanging out with each other. Because as a black trans person, because I'm xenogender, I do not feel safe around white trans people from 4chan because they be pulling out the fucking forceps and then it starts feeling like Dracula. So Draculatism, right? Dracula is a racist ass book. It is a racist ass book. Like, I'm rereading this shit. I'm listening to Read Dracula, which is like a podcast where they read off the chapters in real time because the book isn't like a once upon a time kind of format. I need to draw as I talk. Like, I'm moving my hands because Draculatism, right? But it's like it's racist as fuck because it was anti-immigration propaganda. Its saving grace was being a really cool monster story, and it's like a collection of documents. So read Dracula. They like read off the letters and documents and diary entries in real time, like date by date. And I know this hat needs some light on it. I just don't know. Actually, nah, never mind. I just gotta make the line bigger. Now I know what to do. But like, it's so fucking racist that they just this is Victorian British racism, right? So that shit is spectacular. As in, these motherfuckers are out here bringing out the forceps. Hold on. I knew something was off. And okay, so I just remembered my thought. The problem with like 4chan culture, particularly in the transfer of 4chan, is that I don't know, there's a lot of people who feed off of each other's misery. And it's further exasperated by like weird race science shit. Like, you got 30-year-old white women lamenting over how they'll quote unquote never be real women because even if they take hormones, they'll never look like a 15-year-old Asian girl because the race science culture on 4chan in general, but specifically in 4chan trans culture, it's like the race science of it with masculinizing blackness and treating all Asians as like hyper feminine and stuff. So it's like the way to be the perfect woman is to look as much like an Asian person as possible. And it's just like not to be you wouldn't be dysphoric if you weren't racist. But it's just like not subscribing to race science definitely helps with self-esteem. Hey Starburst, how's it going? We're talking about 4chan and how 4chan is bad for trans people because of the racism. Because it's just like you're a 30-year-old white person. Why are you worried about how you don't look like a 15-year-old Japanese person? And how somehow that's going to affect your transition goals. Your transition goals should be to be who you are, like your true self. And your true self will never be an Asian person, 30-year-old white person. Please. And the only reason why I know this shit was because I used to hang out in like these political Discord servers because I would get readings and shit because niggas knew how to pirate stuff. So I was getting stuff about like Fanon and them. And unfortunately, there were like some 4chan types in the server because the person who owned the one that I used to hang out in was like, I want to have a variety of identities and discourses and stuff. And I should have knew that was a bad idea, but I was young. Young as in like, how old was I hanging out in these fucking servers? It was like starting college. And I'm just like, I really want these readings though. Cause that really was the only benefit. That was literally the only benefit of joining these political Discord servers. You get your book, you get your pirated books and papers about certain subjects, and then you fucking leave. You don't talk to anybody. I made like one friend out of that space. And it's crazy. That friend ended up that's how I met my girlfriend. That's how I met Zivia. So let's actually get on a higher note. Because if I keep talking about like 4chan and how it's bad for trans people, I'm gonna get depressed because holy shit. Some of the posts from these niggas, it just be making me feel bleak because it's just like, damn, it's hard out here, but goddamn. No, no. We did not meet in the server, but if I was not in that server, I wouldn't have met you, nigga. Let me tell the story. Let me tell the story, okay? So, god damn it, why are lips hard? Hold on. So how I got into this political Discord server, it started with me just looking for shit. Like I was into there was this dude named Greg Guveria on YouTube, and he had this thing, think country humans, but with political axes. So it's like and it was this thing called centricide where he hated centrists because, political centrists are fucking cowards. And he was like, every extreme is on the same team. It was like Hitalia, but without the jokes about hate crimes. Or maybe there were jokes about hate crimes, but it wasn't like, it was making fun of the people who did the hate crimes instead of making fun of the victims. Like Hitalia is so evil, but that's a whole other story. And and then I ended up getting a bunch of shit recommended after that because I thought those damn skits were funny as shit. Fast forward, there's like a Minecraft server. There's like this Minecraft YouTuber named Stoneworks, and he's really into world building. And that was another reason why I got into politics to get better at world building because it's like I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just seeing like, oh, a lot of the famous fantasy shit that I like, they get really into politics. Maybe I should give a damn from like a world building perspective. Like I give enough about politics to be involved in my neighborhood and shit. I will never be a politician. The amount of times a family member has just been like, Jayla, why don't you become a politician? You seem very passionate. And I'm like, just because I'm passionate about a subject doesn't mean that I want to do this shit as a job. I get into this shit because I give a fuck about my surroundings and I don't want my light bill to be high. It's just like, why don't you become this as a job? Like, no, I'm into this as a necessity. Would you become a professional toothbrusher just because you brush your teeth all the time, even though you're only brushing your teeth out of health necessity? This is better. Out of health necessity, like the fuck? But I'm a fast forward. Stoneworks is a Discord server dedicated to world building in Minecraft because this guy named Stoneworks, he would do civilization um simulations in his Minecraft server, but he would also talk about like world building and IRL politics and how that like affects a world and how it forms. And it's just like the bar is in hell though. Because a lot of these politicians don't be informed. They're just well spoken. And other stuff is they do be informed. They just lie. Um, that's really it. Oh my god. I'm gonna hold on. Okay. I'm gonna find the lip layer, right? We gonna find the lip layer. We gonna fix this. Because I really want to highlight the lips. However, this shit is hard. Okay. Now we got it. But I get into Stoneworks and there are political discussions. And this one dude is just like, hey, I like your opinions. And if you're looking for more information on shit, you should join this server. So I end up joining this server. I can't even remember what the fuck it's called. But I get in there and I'm cool with like 5 people because a lot of the other people were like bitchy and insufferable. It don't look right. I did all of this shit for nothing. Anyway, this shit pissed me off. Actually, no. Hold on. Maybe? No. Maybe I should shift the hue? That's better. Okay. What was I thinking? But fast forward. Right. I make friends with this dude named Cuddles, and he's just like, "Hey, I found a black people server." And he invited me to this black political not political Discord server. There's this Discord server that was made for black Smash players because the Smash community ain't shit. And it was made as like a support group, but then it ended up becoming a black people server in general. And then there was this video game project that somebody made, and it was made as a joke at first. It was at first going to be called Monkey Madness because black people, we don't have a serious bone in our body. But it ended up becoming serious, and I ended up being put on the art team, and that's how I met Zivia. And then the thing got canceled because folks realized that this shit takes money to make, and the team is too big, and we all got too many responsibilities to be doing shit with no like clear goal or money in sight. So like it just broke off, and whatever people worked on individually, they got to keep. Cause like that was something that was emphasized at the beginning. Cause you know how a lot of artists be working on projects and shit, and then it get canceled, but then they can't even put it on their portfolio because of like NDAs and shit. And it's just like we're not even getting paid. Why the fuck would we have um Melon Melee was the first serious name, but niggas was straight up calling it Monkey Madness. I remember that vividly. Because this was an unserious ass server. I remember. But yeah, it's just like we're not even getting paid for this shit. Why the fuck would we even have an NDA? and people aren't even guaranteed to benefit, you know? So yeah, we left and we had this idea of shipping two of the characters that we were working on anyways because of like connections and stuff, and then we ended up dating like what was it, 2 years later? Yeah, we started shipping them in 2021 and then we started dating in 2023. It's almost the anniversary of shipping those two characters cuz it was in August. And then what? Did we start dating in September? Guys, is this enough lighting? Everybody's quiet, which is fine because we're co-working. However, part of the reason why I stream is so that I don't have to type somebody in a DM and ask. I could just ask the audience right here because y'all here. You think? But do we know? The more you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Actually, let me zoom out. What's the difference between this one and this one? We kind of didn't write it down. I know I wrote it down. I will literally go back in the logs. I will literally go on alt. I'll just go on alt. Like I know what month it is. Uh, we're a wonderful couple, but we also ain't shit because we don't even know our anniversaries. We know what month it is, and we go based off of vibes. It's missing something. It's bothering me. Gay. I'm gonna pinch you. Speaking of gay, don't forget to reply as the flaming homosexual. You know, it's funny. I was just talking to another viewer about about Curse of Strahd literally like 5 minutes ago. I don't know where Siren went. Siren might have had to do errands, but the hat needs some texture. That's what's bothering me. But I was telling Siren about like Cypher, the flaming homosexual drag. Like it's the fact that you didn't even think. I had to think for a minute. I'm like, was this on purpose? The amount of the amount of bangers that I've created on accident though. I think about how my first viral post, right? My first viral post on Twitter ever was literally just me quote retweeting Jake Neutron on my first like Twitter account, and it was like a quick analysis of like Trolls 2 and why Trolls 2 is peak when it comes to like teaching kids diversity. Cause like let me tell you about the peak that is Trolls 2 real quick. It's really good at handling diversity. When it comes to stories that deal with different types of people, it's just like let's focus on our similarities and shit. But it's just like people do not consist of only similarities. People are different and you're gonna have to confront this at some point. And reducing people to their similarities, all that does is like not necessarily encourage assimilation, but it's just like it's demonizing these conversations about differences and how to handle them. And what was great about Trolls 2 was that it's just like, yeah, we're one people, we're all trolls. However, we do have different experiences, and those experiences should be valued instead of like trying to force everybody together. And the sad part about it is that a bunch of people hated trolls too, because it's just like, why are the rock trolls trying to take over everything? Mind you, they're British. Why wouldn't they try to take over everything? And then the other issue is the fact that like rock and roll is literally one of the most gentrified genres, even though I love rock and roll. But it's just like it was invented by black people, but black people aren't even the face of it. Yes, in a story that's about like forced assimilation and getting rid of differences, rock and roll would be the main antagonist. Why wouldn't it? And the soundtrack slapped because it had Mary J. Blige and Kelly Clarkson on there. So it was already peak. I just wish that the classical trolls got more screen time. There should have been more classical shit. Okay, I think this is fine. So let me save. We're gonna. How long has it been? An hour and 14 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the ad and be right back and go pee, and then we're gonna get to the next piece. So I'll see y'all in a bit. It'll be like 3 to 5 minutes. Want a break from the ads? I'm back. No, it's just I'm thinking about what I said earlier, right? Like, and I mean this with so much love and also with so much malice in my heart because some of these people get on my fucking nerves. If you are a trans person and you want to be a trans person who is happy and healthy, do not go on 4chan. That site will just make you more insecure about yourself. Like, it is just mostly grown white people lamenting over how they will never look like a 15-year-old Asian and how that has an effect on their transition goals. Like, there are better places to go. I want to say go to Tumblr, but also Tumblr ain't shit either. But it's still slightly less shit than 4chan, so maybe that is the better option. Now, let's see. We're going to design the nails first because I forgot to do that. I just got to find chocolate, 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 chocolate. I love Panty and Stocking. It's such a fun show, even though it's unhinged as fuck. Let's see. And what the crap happened? Oh, that's what happened. I'm like, what the crap happened? I thought I had the the sheet. Ooh, I know what I could do. I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm doing. I say as if I'm not struggling, but we gonna find a way. We gonna find a way, right? A jellyfish just needs a little ditto face. Oh yeah, that would be cute. Looks like they're just walking. Oh yeah. See, I didn't even think of that. This is why you're brilliant. God damn it. Wait, did we cook? No, we did not. I'm also toasty. I'm a little bit warm. Like I got my fan on because of my laptop, so it don't spit flames. But you know who does spit flames? Toasted. What do you mean? The fuck do you draw a coffin nail? Oh my god. Oh, sweet child, I'm high. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I just say hi. Like I know there are, but yeah, now I get it. I'm sorry. I'm locked in. I'm like, how the fuck do you draw nails? That's one of fucking wheezing over here. Yep, I be acting like a damn 2000s version of a blonde. Be acting oh shit. I be acting like a 2000s rendition of a blonde whenever I'm locked into draw. Then let me turn off the ruler. I love Clip Studio Paint so much. Leave it to me. Shout out Pida. I need Pida to do more stuff. Well, she's probably doing more than enough. It's just like, girl, I want more things. I'm just greedy. Mind you, this girl been touring around everywhere. She doesn't have to do more things. Now, how the fuck? Now, how the fuck did this happen? Okay, we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray. I just want a good coffin nail, right? So I can actually design these damn nails so I can finish this other PFP because I got elude all. I'm starting to draw dick and balls more often, right? Because of this zine project that I'm on with Love in Deep Space. No, I am not showing it on stream. Y'all gotta ask for it in a DM. But Love in Deep Space, right? The biggest disappointment of the year. One of the biggest one of the biggest gaming disappointments of the year. Like holy shit. I'm at a point where I'm literally gonna take Valko. Yep, Love in Deep Space. Love and deep in these guts. At least that's what a lot of the players wish that the guys were, including me, honestly. Like if Silas were real, like fuck Dick for like 2 seconds. I'm not doing shit for this nigga. He gotta pay my student loans first. Like open your wallet. And then we could go from there. Honestly. Everybody's just like, oh my god, Daddy Silas. It took me a while to warm up to him, and that's a whole other story. I did not like that nigga. However, I did grow to like him, and it's funny how that happened. It was partially because I couldn't stand Caleb, and it's just like, what does Caleb have to do with Silas? But it was just like I hated Caleb with my whole spirit. Like I couldn't stand Silas. I just wanted him to get shot. But with Caleb, like we got to hang him by his toenails. Like I would do him like the Dora Milaje did to Bucky when he was on that bullshit where they disabled his arm because Caleb got a robot arm. Like I would disrespect him. I don't believe in being ableist, right? But I will be laterally ableist to him specifically because fuck that nigga. I hate him. But he's so evil. Like pretty much it's some Lannister shit going on. But I can't even say it's some Lannister shit because at least the Lannisters weren't broke. It's just like, well, Caleb is a colonel. And I'm like, bitch, nobody gives a fuck about that military money when the rest of them niggas exist and they're balling. Like it's like Caleb was genetically engineered in the lab to oppose me. Like first you're the main character's older brother. You're in the military. You pretty much feel like a Bucky Barnes ripoff considering he got a robot arm and some issues with memories. Well, not quite issues with memories, but like he had a chip in his head, and it's just like, bro, that's just Bucky Barnes. He's just Chinese Bucky Barnes. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to be here. But okay, we're gonna find some references, right? So we could design these nails. But no, I ended up liking Silas low key out of spite of Caleb because like Silas ain't shit. He still low key ain't shit. This dude is a whole criminal. However, like his whole thing is about caring about the MC's autonomy and stuff. And Caleb is just straight up paternalistically a mess. So I like grew to like Silas because like even though he ain't shit, he'll get off my dick. Because oh my god, like let me tell you about how controlling Caleb is. When you start hanging out with him again, because we thought he was dead and then he comes back and be on some bullshit. He's just like, "Oh, I checked your biometric scanner in your house and it showed that you lost like 15 pounds over the course of 2 weeks. Are you eating enough?" And you have the option to send like three different text messages to him. And one of the things you could type is, "Bitch, what do you mean you connected to my biometric scanner?" I think about that. Excuse me. I think about those IT folks those folks who work in IT and they barely got any tech in their house because it's just like I literally fix other people's tech problems for a living. Why would I set myself up for that by having everything be connected to like Bluetooth and shit? That would be so annoying to deal with. And Caleb just immediately made me think about that because I do not need some dude. I don't care what dude it is. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ. Because why are you connecting to my technology when you should be able to know everything about me anyways, nigga? Like don't do that. But um I would just switch everything to manual. Cause like Caleb's whole appeal is that he's a yandere on top of that. This dude was genetically made in the lab to stress me out. I do not like yanderes. I'm a thugdere. I will fight you. Let's see. I need to find nail designs real quick as I'm looking for nail designs. Like I need something cool because this is the lewd alt, and I got like a BDSM theme going on because it's the lewd alt, right? Just don't know. Just don't know what to do. I guess I could look up BDSM nails, but it's just like what the fuck even is that? What would that even look like? Like okay, so I'm gonna take this. I need like a turtle pattern. Believe in me for a minute. I'm cooking. Am I? Is the stove even on? It's the fact that I took out meat tonight to cook after stream. We'll see. It's the fact that I woke up like 30 minutes late. Stream ended up being like 37 minutes late because I overslept with my nap. So we'll see how dedicated I'm willing to be. Now I'll use this. No, I'm still talking shit. I don't like Caleb. I need that nigga to die, especially with what's been going on with Love and Deep Space. What do you mean we got an update? And it's with Caleb who redeemed something. Sit up. Okay, come on, stream manager. I can't even see the redeem. on the other screen or over here. Like, please. I just want to see my messages. Oh, hydrate. Okay, I'll drink something. I'll be responsible. No. What was I saying earlier? I will turn Valko into one of my OCs. Like, I'm just Starburst. I'm literally going to use Valko's outfit from Love and Deep Space and use it for another armor for Sergey because, like, I'm obsessed with him, and so does Zivia. They've both been victims, or at least I'm trying not to victimize them with my obsession because I know that they got stuff to do. The amount of people that I've sent that fanfic that I read it, I'm like, have you read the trying not to become a Jehovah Witness and be like, hey, have you heard about the thingy? The thingy. Damn. These nail designs. This is another issue, right? These nail designs look really cute, but they don't feel like me. And I also don't want to go on browser to show y'all because I'll probably fuck up something and accidentally dox myself. Not necessarily, not that my like how to describe it. My secret identity is in plain sight. Really, if somebody wanted to find me, they could. But also, what the fuck can they do about it? Like, you won't pull up. I know you won't. Sometimes I do be paranoid though because it's not necessarily about me. There are people that I care about, and I don't want them to be inconvenienced by like any internet bullshit that'll happen. But at the same time, I'm kind of crazy. If somebody were to approach me, right? Like I got repressed anger and stuff. Please give me the opportunity to go crazy. Please give me the opportunity to beat somebody's ass because folks don't know how to act and they think that they could come at you a certain way in person. Okay, I think I got something. I think I got a semblance of an idea. We're gonna see how this works, right? As soon as I download these pictures, but hold on, I gotta send them to my alt to make it easier because I just downloaded them on my phone, but I need to see that like right on the screen, and I also feel like that's beneficial for y'all to see what references I'm working with. So we'll see how that goes. But save image, save image, save image, and then I need to download a turtle pattern, like a turtle shell pattern. It's the fact that when I draw these nail designs, I don't even put them on the hand anymore. We're on the Asses store now, and I'm not changing the stream to that. Y'all just gonna have to listen to me scroll through. Love you. What is it? Turtle. You know, that's my bad, but I'm gonna use this. Okay, download. At some point, I need to hurry up and make. After I finish this nail design, I may not do the shading for Shibari Jelly. Actually, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do the shading for Shibari Jelly. I need some money, and I know how to do it. So remember when I was talking about Love and Deep Space earlier? Um, Sometime before summer started, what did I do? So I did the designs first and then the color. Before summer started, I did like the series when I was redesigning the outfits for Lingering Lust because even though they're really cute, I didn't like them because they just didn't fit my particular taste. They didn't fit my particular taste. Yeah, Semaru Kuru. Um, I got distracted because my song came on. I love I love Michi M. Michi M pisses me off though. Why are so many Vocaloid producers using AI generated images? Especially the ones that made it. Like you're literally in a position where a lot of people like you and will literally do fan art of your shit for free. Like it's one thing to not have integrity, but damn. Like I hate people who are in a position of privilege who don't even have to like there is no excuse to using generative AI, even if you're poor. Because you could be poor with standards, right? But like when you're well off and you decide to do that shit, it just pisses me off even more. Like, did y'all hear about what happened with Hank Green and him using Chat GPT for research and shit? And it's just like, bro, you're too famous. Like, not only are you like degrading your reputation as like a researcher and shit. Oh, these need to be black. Not only are you degrading your reputation as a researcher by showing that like you're not even willing to do effort for to do the thing that has made you money, but it just makes you look like a cheap hoe because it's just like, oh, I don't want to do my own research, and it's just like then just pay somebody. I saw like a thumbnail about it, and I didn't look further than that yet. Apparently the knitting community is on his ass because unfortunately generative AI has been plaguing Etsy spaces and stuff. And the fashion community, like the people who be sewing and knitting shit, they've been pissed because folks been making fake patterns. Hmm. So it's a mess. It's a mess out here. You got people. When will the AI bubble pop? I feel like we can't wait for it to pop because there's too much shit at stake right now. I feel like this is a very bleak thing, and it also sounds fucking lazy because I know I'm not gonna do it. And it's not necessarily because I have too much shit to live for, but also because I don't have transportation. Like I cannot become. Some people would make jokes because I would just casually say shit, and I'd be joking or half joking. Some people would be like, "Jayla, I'm not gonna be surprised if I see you in the news because you decided to be a political terrorist." And I'm just like, I lack the will. If I get labeled a political terrorist, it's because I feed people. Because you know how the Black Panthers were demonized for feeding people? It'll be for some shit like that because of how bad the state has gotten. Right. But like the actual violent shit, that'll actually label you as a terrorist, no. I would not do that because I lack the will and the transportation, but I feel like folks who wanna die, like folks who are straight up suicidal, I feel like they should take out a data center with them. I don't know. Like I remember when folks are like, "Oh, if Trump becomes president, Imma off myself." And I'm just like, "Why do that though?" Like I understand this is a bleak feature to live with, but if why not live and fight? And even if you don't want to fight, right? Like I don't know. I feel like the suicidal folks should take one for the team. You're gonna go anyway. I feel like it's beneficial because at least you get to go out in a blaze of glory. You'll be remembered as a martyr. Because you know how some people do that so they can feel like that they've done something with their lives, which is terrible. And I'd rather people live and find meaning and stuff. But if you really don't want to, there are other options, bro. You want to know what can give your life meaning besides like becoming a statistic? Become the statistic that breaks the state. Take out a data center, homie. Like it's so fucking bleak. It's so fucking bleak right now. And we will survive because shit is always happening. And people are talking about, oh, this is the collapse of society and shit. And it's just like, nah, this is the collapse of Western society. Folks in the third world been going through this shit. It's a Tuesday in like Sudan right now. And your Western ass is worried. And it's like a valid worry to have, but also like this is a Tuesday for folks in the third world. I feel like you'll live. And there's too many writings and shit on what to do. There's too many writings and there's too much history on like what people did historically when when the state was on his bullshit and what people did in retaliation. Folks just got to be willing to do certain things. And folks are going to have to be willing to give up a couple of comforts to make those things happen if we want like some substantial change. Okay, so what do I do with the middle? I need to draw a cherry. This is funny because like sorbet is high and I'm ranting about politics. And that reminds me of that one time when I got high and then ended up ranting about politics before Cypher because I think Basil was late. And the thing is, whenever I'm high, I'm like hyper aware. So like I be knowing I'm yapping and I'm like, why is nobody stopping me? Don't we got something to do? Because I was like, yeah, white people ain't shit. This is Here are the reasons why the revolution is never gonna come. And like reason number three was white people ain't shit. We got like how many white people in the damn party? It was bananas. What session was that? Sorbet, do you remember like who we fought that day when I got high? Because I only got high like twice during a cipher session because I'm like, y'all been high the whole time. I'm gonna try that too. Bad idea. It wasn't bad. I was still coherent enough to play. However, I slept a lot since then. Gotcha. We played for over a year. Yeah, that session was like, y'all don't understand. You do understand, however, you do not understand. How am I supposed to remember one session when you were high? Because it happens so infrequently. It was such a rare commodity that it stands out. No, y'all don't understand. Like, I can't remember what I was going through before Basil invited me. I was going through something because I'm always going through something. It's, it's a bleak way to look at life, right? I was going through something because I'm always going through something, you know? But having something to look forward to every week because it's just like, yeah, it's Monday, gotta go on my cipher session. Help me out. That was nice. We're always going through something. Even my therapist agreed that my somethings were like, you know, it really do be like that. It's the fact that I know what designer they're referencing with this particular nail. I think it's like a Jean Paul Gaultier reference. It's that print. It's that specific kind of print. Yeah, but it's the specific way that it's like positioned. I'm gonna find the dress right now. I'm gonna find the dress right now. But don't worry. That's why I'm finding a picture. So Jean Paul Gaultier would do like these um these gradient dress, but they would contour around the body a specific way. I'm gonna paste this right in the thing. So I'm gonna move this closer to the sub view, right? So I want you to look at this nail, look at this dress. It's just giving. It's the optical illusion because the dots in the middle are big, but the ones are small, so it makes it look like a sort of fish eye effect, but it's trippy. But yeah, this the nail gives Jean Paul Gaultier. Ooh, that reminds me. So for those who are new or unfamiliar, there's this event that I do every year in the spring called the VMAT Gala, which is pretty much an artist showcase where folks draw their OCs as guests at the Met Gala. And then I would showcase them on stream with commentary and stuff. And the Met Museum, they just announced this year's theme, right? And it's bringing a lot of controversy. Um, this year will be highlighting the work and artistry of John Galliano, who is an Italian designer. And what's his most notable work? Like, what's something pop culture related? Oh, he's British. He just got an Italian ass name. It would be honoring the work and life of John Galliano. Is he still alive? This nigga's still alive. Old as dirt though. But it's a lot of controversy. His he's most known for his work with Dior. Um, y'all just gonna have to look him up yourself because I'm trying to focus on these nails, right? Ooh, did I show you the void form of my soda I did recently? Maybe? I don't know. Send it to me again. Now, the reason why it's controversial, why there's an exhibit surrounding him for next spring, and that's what the theme is going to be about, is because he's racist as fuck. Um, this dude is an open Nazi sympathizer. Not to mention the cultural appropriation in some of his collections. This nigga's a hot ass mess. I'm gonna be so for real. However, um, I feel like there needs to be a necessary conversation because, like, I wouldn't say that people are acting surprised because I definitely wouldn't say that, and I do think that the anger is warranted because it's just like this is a museum, and fashion is such a wide spread field that honestly we should try to uplift more up and coming artists or try to do more range in subjects cuz like how many when's the last time we had uh exhibit that was based off of a designer? It was Karl Lagerfeld, which was like the year before I started doing the VMAT gala. Literally the year before I started doing the VMAT gala. Um the last one was about Karl Lagerfeld. And that nigga was also racist as fuck. And then he was known for bringing the brand Chanel out of the gutter. And Coco Chanel was also racist as fuck. Like, oh my God. There's so many Nazis in fashion. And there needs to be a long held conversation about that. And it's just like, well, honoring this person. But I also think that the reason why they're doing these exhibits, honoring some of these designers, especially these recent ones that are like, because of how heavily tied they are to like modern day pop culture and the Met Gala, it is a fundraiser event, so they have to tie it to current events and shit in order to maintain relevancy. So people will donate and stuff. And they're not gonna shy away from him being like an anti-Semitic loser. Like they did say, hey, we're gonna put this in the exhibit and talk about it. I just don't know to what extent, because I've never stepped foot in the Met Museum ever. I know some of the procedures and stuff, because I've done research, but like research and actually being able to go in and look at shit and put your hands on shit is like two other things. It's two different experiences. The fuck do I do? I'm lost. Okay, the pinky will have this kind of gradient. Now it's just the pointer finger, right? Maybe I should have that optical illusion with the pointer. No, it won't look right. Maybe I guess let's try with the colors. I have a problem called I have work tomorrow and should go to bed, but I also don't want to go to bed yet. I guess lay down and listen to the sound of my serenading voice. So how long have I been streaming? I thought I was gonna go for 3 hours, but that was when I thought that I was gonna stream at 7:30. I might stop once I finish these nails, honestly. Thanks for the posture check. Let me sit up again. And Zivia would be so mad. Why are you tripping? She says. I love Zivia. She cares about my back. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, how the fuck do I do this? Actually, let me swatch the colors first. The fuck is the outfit design? Okay. What I do to keep myself awake. Haha, the second time my points have been 420. Oh my gosh. At some point I want to get 420 art. Like there was this one person that did like Garfield high commissions where like you could get your VTuber or whatever drawn to look high and to be smoking. And I'm like, do you have an edibles version? And he's just like, I don't, but I'll do it next year. And next year has come and gone because I forgot what the artist was, who the artist was, and now I can't find it. I gotta ask like Mocha or Sinju because I know both of them got like coordinating. Mocha and Sinju are another set of VTubers, and they're a couple, and sometimes they would get art of each other and stuff. You know, it's all happy and gay. And what the fuck happened to them nail references that I just had? Okay, so you know how in the sub view you can upload pictures for references and stuff. I got 518 pictures in this shit because I refuse to delete shit. Partially because I got so many fucking whips, and I'm like, what if I get back to the whip? As you can tell, I have a problem. I have never seen a sub view. The sub view is this reference thing, like that picture of the nails that you see right now. That's a sub view. You know, use Clip Studio Paint, or do you use Paint Tool Satellite Luna? CSP. So how you find subview, you want to click on window and then you scroll through the list and then it'll be subview, and subview is how you like upload a reference and you can keep that reference like close by to have it up instead of like looking down at your phone every like 5 minutes. See, I copy and paste onto the canvas I'm dropping on. See, I don't do that. And I don't know why. Like as soon as I found out about the subview, I just stopped. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I can't figure it out. Maybe I should add yellow. Like I noticed that I keep adding yellow as like highlights and shit. Cause you know, complimentary and I'm mostly purple. Like why not? Even though there's no yellow at all in the quote unquote sexy design, but we'll make it work. It's fine. Nobody cares. I need to watch season 2 of Doro Hidoro. I hate the lack of promo for it. Or maybe I'm not as in tune with Doro Hidoro as I used to be because it was so fucking long for the update. So when it came out, I was just like, "Oh, cool, I'll watch it," and then I don't watch it, and I'm like, "Damn!" Like I binge watched that in one full sweep when I was like setting up my dorm when I used to still go to school in Indiana. Adora Hidoro was part of me coming into bisexuality because I really like Noi. I love her. I love Big Lady. I'm like Tormund from Game of Thrones. Is the big woman here? Like, I'm like, wow, Big Lady. I feel sorry for big ladies sometimes though. Cause like there's always an assumption whenever there's like a big muscly lady. It's just like, oh, I want her to crush me or to step on me. And I'm like, damn, y'all niggas can't say good morning first. Y'all can't say hi. Like y'all automatically jump to violence when it comes to bigger bodies and shit. You didn't even ask if they even wanted to be bothered like that. Like chill out. And there are some people who are into that and who play into that, but damn, it's like the assumption. Like it's like you go from bullying tall people for being big as hell. Cause the amount of folks that would make like some fee fi fo fum type ass jokes. Excuse me. The amount of people that would make some like fee fi fo fum type ass jokes. But then now they do that, but like the sexy way. You do fee fi fo fum, but make it porn. Like that's what it gives whenever people are like, "Oh, step on me, mommy." It's just like be an adult. It's the fact that here I am working on nails for like a BDSM theme alternate outfit because I do like to draw dick and balls and I do like having multiple outfits for different occasions and stuff. But I don't know how I would handle it if like people actually show up for certain things, right? Because there's like a dark side. Well, not necessarily a dark side. Like, I don't know. I worry. The thing is, I can be lewd and out of pocket with certain stuff sometimes, but it's not like in a conventional way, if that makes sense. And it's not like a oh I'm a real freak and shit. It's more like I feel like I come across as boring when it comes to certain shit because I'm not into certain mainstream shit. Like I hate DDLG. Like a DDLG page followed me and I'm like, "Bit how why is you here?" And then I looked at the formatting and then I looked at the other account that I followed, which is like a kawaii streamer group. And I'm like, "Why the fuck are you using the DDLG alt to follow me? Why didn't you follow me on the account that I followed you for? How why is you here?" It's like, what does my page does not give off those vibes at all. Like I'm more inclined to call a Dom boss before I'd call him daddy because nothing fucks me over quite like a job. Like, I don't know. It's just that pointer finger, right? It's literally just that pointer finger that's bothering me. Let's see. Maybe if I edge the holes. If I maybe if I edge the holes. But yeah, I don't like DDLG. I like to be treated as an adult. And I don't like taking care of no grown adult. Like, okay. Like in that way. It's sad because I like to be taken care of and I like to take care of others. It's just not that way. I guess. If I have it, the edges flare out more, so it gives like 70 psychedelic. Then maybe this will work. Okay, this looks better. This looks so much better. Oh my god. At some point, I do got to make a new streamer playlist. Not because the current playlist that I got is bad. I'm probably gonna add a lot of the same songs. It's just different, especially since I aspire to change my vibes at some point or like readjust my vibes. Does this nail set look cohesive in any regard? I think maybe if I add, I think the yellow was a mistake, but we'll see. I just need to think of that pointer finger. What can I do? Like, oh my god. Why is picking out nail design so difficult? I just want to look nice. It gets me though. Like my character got nails, so I like nail art. It's just I don't wear them IRL because my hands be in too much shit. Okay, hold on. I got something. Maybe I got the answer. My destiny. I don't know. It's like what Zach Efron said and rewrite the stars. Okay, now I know what I needed to do. I needed to do like a chroma kind of design, like Y2K type shit. Okay, now we're cooking with gas, maybe. Maybe. It's just on maybe. Um, this song is from a podcast, I think. Like I think it's like Shoujo Sorbet or something. It was some kind of media that Paida did for a podcast about like shoujo. It's like sorbet and shoujo or something like that. Baby. I got a habit of singing. I'm sorry, but that just reminds me of like when I first got started as a VTuber, and I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna have karaoke streams where I sing to y'all, and then that never happened because I never made time. Then I lost confidence in my singing, even though I still sing regardless. It's the fact that okay, one of my Senna has a karaoke contest, and I joined the first one, but then I missed out on the other ones because I would get sick around that time of year. And I'm like, I don't want to be coughing in the middle of my performance because that would just embarrass the shit out of me, and I wouldn't want to be here. Hey, Thane, how's it going? Wait, no, you're lurking. But thanks for the lurk. I won't bother you. I was just acknowledging you. I'm like, oh, you're here. Huh? Pretty much, I'm doing line art. Well, not line art. I'm doing nail art, and I'm struggling to make something that looks cohesive because this ain't shit. Low key, it's a struggle. I remember when there used to be so many Undertale memes of like this song. You know what? I'll make the cherry pink. Got you on my phone while I do food, so I figure I lurk so Twitch actually counts my view. It's been such a butt lately about counting people. Yeah. Ooh, that reminds me. Twitch be pissing me the fuck off. It's like every other day is something. Cause like apparently they're like, yeah, anybody with like less than 1,000 viewers is dead weight. And I'm like, damn. I can't even be mad because like y'all saw me. I didn't wake up to stream until like 30 minutes after I said I was. Cause I took a nap and I overslept. However, damn. It also doesn't help that like, okay, I need to invest in YouTube. I just need to make evergreen content. The reason why I stream is because I like showing off my process and hanging out with folks, really. But like my end goal, my ultimate goal as a creator is to like do YouTube consistently. I just gotta the thing that's holding me back is just Ruby related shit. Like I need to finish that Ruby redesign series because unfortunately I'm a completionist. Well, I'm not even a completionist because like I got so many unfinished whips. My problem is like my lack of focus and also like if I started something and I don't finish it, I don't want to hear people's mouths about when you're gonna finish it. So I want to finish that first before I do YouTube again. My goal is to finish Yang before September. I'm just not working on her today because I don't feel like it. But it's definitely gonna be before the end of this month because I need to end that chapter. Especially since apparently Ruby is gonna be coming back, as in like they're gonna finish it because it's what it deserves. Like, and people are like, Ruby doesn't deserve. Somebody will probably say some shit like Ruby doesn't deserve nothing, but it's just like Ruby was such a love letter to nerd culture, and it definitely has its problems, right? But it's just like, just end it. Just put it down. It's not gonna end well, probably because it's already so shit. But like, just end it. It deserves to be completed. Hmm. mean blur? What else was I thinking? Um, I just think that Ruby at minimum deserves a decent send off because Monty, what happened to him was terrible, and so many people loved his work. And Ruby heavily influences. It still influences how I do character design to this day. Like, did you know that the character designs in Ruby, like in the earlier seasons, were made with cosplayers in mind? Because, like, specifically people who want to cosplay but don't do it professionally. There's like a lot of character designs in anime and stuff. They look so cool, but like, if you don't know how to sew and if you don't have money for materials, it could be a pain in the ass, and then you feel like you can't participate in nothing, right? But Ruby's designs with like making it casual wear as the base and just focusing on accessories and stuff to give it that fantastical look. That made cosplay so accessible. And that made me reevaluate like how I do character designs because I have made characters that are like extravagant and shit. Literally doing that with Curse of Strahd right now. But um I usually think of clothes as like I actually think of them as actual clothes. Like part of the problem with some of these character designs of like some character designs of how they fall short is that people don't think of like actual clothes that somebody have to wear. They'll just body paint some shit on or something. Excuse me. Which isn't inherently bad, but it's also like, I don't know, man. Like, have you considered that somebody actually has to make this, especially if, because like cosplayers are great for promotion and stuff, right? I think these nails are really unconventional, but I think that's fine because that's low key the point. I think we're good. To be honest, this is where I was gonna end things. Is what time is it? It's 10:30. That was originally when I was gonna end, and to be honest, when I'm going in now. Like, I think we did good. We finished one picture, and then we finished the nail art design. Actually, we gonna add the nails to the Shibari jelly thing, and then I'll post the art proof that I streamed tomorrow. Here I am doing all this shit just to design nails that aren't even going to fully be seen. But that's how you know that I care about attention to detail, you know? So let's see. I gotta make the sign with my hand so I know that I'm using the right nail. Let me turn off the ruler and delete this one. Then I gotta flip this so I know that the orientation is right. See, isn't this wonderful? Okay, so this next one is the ring finger. This is why I do. This is exactly why I do the nail art and stuff first, so I don't have to like come up with a nail design on the spot. At some point, I got to make a character sheet of like all of the outfits that I got, because of course I got my main one, and then the middle finger doesn't show. One, two, three. So the middle finger doesn't show. Wait, hold on. Middle finger does show. Shit. For the pointer, because I'm like, the thumb is hidden. The thumb is hidden. And I just realized that. It's just the thumb that don't matter. No, I don't think that the nails look bad. Like, once I fit them in the picture, right? It actually looks decent. Yeah, this will work. Let me save. I want to shade it. No, I got work tomorrow. And I gotta wake up early. Let me not set myself up for failure. Okay, we're gonna end this right here. I thought I was gonna shade both of these, but then I woke up late. So that's just not gonna happen. So we're gonna end it here. Ooh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Hold on. Shit. We're gonna end it here. I was so my body was so ready to go that it did not catch up with my brain. We're going to raid out to somebody first, though. I just gotta find out who is streaming right now. How many of y'all are actually left in here? Okay, that's fine. We're gonna raid to Plush Poppy, and then we're gonna go to sleep. Or I'm gonna go to sleep. What y'all do after that is on y'all. But thank you to all who came and listened to me yap absentmindedly about stuff as I like try to draw and struggle with shading and nail art. Next week, I don't know what we gonna do. Probably draw again. Like pretty much. Damn, have I ever done a game stream in how fucking long? It's been eons. We're just gonna keep drawing on stream, guys. I got too much art that I gotta do for like me and rebranding and stuff. We're gonna be responsible. But in the meantime, y'all have a good evening. Thank you for coming and stay above the water. We're gonna go. Let's go raid plush.